Hello and welcome to today's 15-minute morning flow. I did get a request to do a little bit more explanation and detail into some of the poses so that people who are new to yoga can get a better gist of everything. So today's class is going to be a little more foundational. Grab your mat. We're going to sit at the top in a comfortable seat. So setting yourself up right away. A comfortable seat can either be crisscrossing your legs, or it can be sitting on your heels, whichever feels more comfortable to your body. Sometimes people choose to sit on a block with their legs crossed to raise their glutes up above their knees, but whatever feels best in your body is what I want you to choose. Right away, reach your crown up nice and high so the top of your head lifted up towards the ceiling and drop your shoulders down. You've created some length in your spine here. We're gonna take a big breath in and empty it out. As you feel your belly raises with you. And as you empty, you want to suck your belly button into your spine. We're going to take our hands over heart center. Sometimes people connect their hands palm to palm. I like to place my hands right over my heart and squeeze in. Take a big breath in. One more. And empty. And then we're gonna just reach our arms up nice and high to touch the ceiling, getting the shoulders ready. Take your fingertips, interlace them, and press them up towards the sky. And then you're gonna roll your spine, round it down as you press your hands forward, tucking your chin into chest. And then pull your hands to heart, keeping that interlaced fingertips. The back of your hands presses in. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and connect your shoulder blades. So squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then press. Round your spine. And then lift your arms back up, keeping the spine. Look up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to take our hands behind our back, just placing your palms down, your fingertips towards the back of the room as you roll your shoulder blades behind you and take your gaze high. You're welcome to tuck your chin into your chest or to drop your chin towards the ceiling. Whichever feels better to you here. And then we're going to make our way to a child's pose. So a child's pose, you can tuck your big toes together, taking your hips about mat width apart. Or if you need more support, you can tuck your knees in together as you walk your hands out. You're going to take your chin, your forehead down to the mat. Yeah. And then you just start to settle in here. Your elbows down, your fingertips laying flat. Just coming to your breathing, maybe setting an intention for your practice. You can switch to an embryo pose, which is where you tuck your hands in between your thighs and you let your shoulders come down and maybe fall off to one cheek. Thinking about diving your hips down. As this is going to be a more foundational based class, thinking about our foundation as everything that we use in our lives to set us up for success, everything that's built us, helped us to grow. My intention for today is just to remember how far I've come and how proud little me would be of where I am today. It's so easy to forget, so I recommend setting an intention today just to remember your foundation. And then start to walk your fingertips up and out, coming back to your forehead here, inching your hands up a little higher, and then sinking back, pushing your hips back, peeling your fingertips up, maybe pressing down in your palms. And then we'll make our way up to a tabletop position. In a tabletop, you want to make sure that your shoulders are stacked right over your wrists, and you want to make sure your hips are stacked right over your knees, just like a table would be. All four corners are set. So you can take a lot of positions from your tabletop. You can take your hands out to either side, and you can rock and shift your weight, getting a little stretch in your wrists. You can flip your palms behind you, pointing your fingers to your knees, rocking back and forth. You can keep your fingertips to the front of the room, and you can look off over one shoulder back to your toes. And if you do that, just make sure to go for the other side as well. And then come back through center. Sometimes people like to flip their palms upside down just to feel that extra stretch on the opposite side, one at a time. Not putting too much pressure, just feeling things in your body. Yeah. And then another pose right from tabletop that is often called is to curl your toes under, so to pick your toes up, and then to lift your knees. This is called bear pose. So you're hovering your table, you're engaging your core, and you're pushing down into the mat so that you're not dumping into your shoulders. Look up to the top of your mat, big breath, and exhale, drop your knees. We're gonna take that in cow, so as you inhale, your gaze lifts and your belly drops. And then round your spine, tuck your chin in. And we'll do it again. Drop your belly, gaze lifts. And exhale, round your spine, pressing it up to the ceiling, maybe pressing your hips in. And then back to a neutral tabletop. We're going to curl our toes under once again, but this time picking up for a downward facing dog. So you can take a little step in with your feet if that feels better. Aiming to get our heels close to the mat here, but a good stretch behind your hamstrings. You want to turn your fingertips slightly outwards towards the side walls. So your fingertips, if your hands were straight, pointing right up at the top of your mat, just dial it like 5 degrees out to each side. Yeah, and then spread your fingertips nice and wide to create a good stable base. Start to bend your knees one at a time, remembering to press away from the ground here. If you feel any pain or tension in your shoulders or your hands, you can add blocks underneath your hands here. And then we're going to reach our right leg up, maybe slightly stepping in with your hands. Point your toes and flex. And then we're going to bend our knee, stack our hip, and start to take some circles. And then come back through center, flexing your foot, step it through for a warrior one. So warrior one is where your back foot is 45 degrees, your front foot is facing the front of the room, your arms reach high, you sink into your hips here, and you want to make sure that your front of your body here is dialed forward as you reach high, and then sink in. Inhale. And exhale. Paying attention to your back foot, making sure that the back of your back foot is connected with the ground here. Inhale, sink in. We'll do one more breath, and then we'll come back to our downward facing dog. So hips are high, fingertips slightly externally rotated, the eyes of your elbows face forward, pedaling it out, and then lift your left leg. We're going to point and flex our toes here. And then I want you to bend your knee, stack your hip, so rolling your hip back, and then start to take circles. Circles can be anything here. It can be a straight leg, a bent leg, pointed toes, flexed toes. Yeah. And then come back through center, flexing your feet, and step it through for warrior one on the other side. Inhale, reach. And exhale, sink. Your back foot is 45 degrees. You have the back of your back foot secured down, locked in. Sink into your front foot, reach your hands high, look up. And then exhale, come back to a down dog. Start to pedal once again. And then walk your fingertips, so palm to palm, all the way back to your toes. You're gonna halfway lift, straight spine. So if the straight spine comes from you keeping your hands above your knees, that's fine. If you can get a straight spine with your hands below your knees, that's great. Either one works. So you choose. Hold yourself here. And then exhale, fold. gonna say walk your fingertips over to the right side. This isn't necessarily a pose, but it helps you to get an extra stretch in the right hamstring. And then we'll walk our fingertips over to the left. Nice stretch in the left hamstring. Maybe you drop your left ear into your left shoulder and then back through center. Halfway lift again, straight back, gaze to the top of your mat, rolling your shoulders behind you. Fold. Ragdoll, this is where you take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Take a slight step out with both feet, make some space as you drop yourself down, and just rock side to side. You can bend and extend one knee then the other, or you can keep a generous bend in both knees. Tucking your chin into your chest helps you to drop your head a little closer, but make sure you have a secure base, all four corners of both feet planted into the mat as you sway. Now from here, we're going to take our peace fingers around our toes, and you're going to bend your elbows out to the sides as you tuck in a little bit more, and you can straighten and bend your knees, or you can just hold in your bend, whatever feels better. Bending and extending in your elbows and in your knees, just getting a little more access into your body. And then we're going to walk our hands out to a high plank. So high plank, you're going to have your shoulders right over your wrists. Engage in your glutes, in your core, gaze to the top of your mat. Push the ground away. Nice broad shoulders here. And then drop your knees. We're going to walk our hands out for a puppy pose. So here you're keeping your hips right over your, right underneath your knees. And you're going to take your chin or your forehead down to the mat. Your fingertips can be extended forward. We're trying to get a nice stretch in our shoulders here. Big breath. And empty. And then switch, dropping your forehead if you dropped your chin, or dropping to your chin if you've dropped your forehead. And then we're going to walk our elbows in. We're going to set up for a Sphinx pose. So for a Sphinx pose, you have your forearms down. Your fingertips face the front of the room. You're pressing your palms, your forearms, your thighs, and the tops of your feet into the mat. Rolling your shoulders away from your ears here. Look up to the top of the ceiling. Big breath. And empty out. We're just going to hold here for a couple breaths. Sphinx pose helps the lower back to really stretch out without putting too much pressure, so you don't want to feel any pain here. If this is too much, relax down just a little bit, or even take a moment in between coming all the way down. Your choice. Big breath in and empty. Fill up. And then we're going to fold down, connecting our fingertips, laying our head down on our hands. And then windshield wiper your legs. So this is where you rock your legs side to side while you're laying on your belly. And you can choose to take some circles here with your ankles, like a Venn diagram, or you can just rock side to side, whichever feels better for your body. And then we're gonna face our ceiling here, flipping our body over. We're gonna take a bridge pose. So for a bridge pose, your heels scoot in close to your glutes, or you scoot your glutes down close to your heels, whichever is easier. And then we're gonna be reaching so that we can kind of connect our fingers with the backs of our heels. Once we do that, we know we're at a good spot. You're gonna lift your hips up, engage in your glutes and your quads, take your fingertips together, and then tuck your shoulders underneath you. Big breath in and empty. So you can stay right here, or you can try to push your hips up just a little bit more. And then make your way down. We're gonna set up for a Shavasana pose. So this is where your feet are extended long, your head is planted on the ground, and you can have your palms facing up, arms down by your sides. Fill up and empty. And then start to bring your attention back in. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe flip your palms up and down. And then bring yourself back to your comfortable seat. Again, this could be sitting right on your heels, or this could be crisscross. Once you've found your seat, roll your shoulders back, reach the crown of your head nice and long, big breath. And empty. Place your hands over your heart. And please join me in closing with 2 breaths in before the exhale. Fill up. 1 more. Empty. I hope you bring your little quote for the rest of your day, maybe to focus on your foundation for the rest of today, being proud of yourself. Carry that through. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I know this class was a little more foundational. I love to describe the poses as I go anyway, but if anyone has any questions, please let me know. Take your time getting up. Take your time starting your day. And I hope to see you again soon.